All right, good evening. It's not evening at all. It's actually 20 past 10 in the morning. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another session of F1 Manager. I've got 1 hour and 10 minutes to get this session done. It's bank holiday weekend. I'm going to my cousin's birthday party, and I need to get ready. So we got to go quick today, and I think we can. So no time for messing about here. So straight into the qualifying results of the Spanish Grand Prix. We have 2 new upgrades on the car. I seem to remember. I'm sure we have a new rear wing and floor. I could be wrong, but I'm sure we brought upgrades to the car today after the last session, because our familiarity with the car when we were doing the practice wasn't 100%. So we definitely put some new parts on. I just can't remember which parts we put on. I only got up about 15 minutes ago. You're going to bear with me. But I want to get this session up for you guys today because I'm going to have a busy bank holiday weekend. So this could be the only session you get until I start streaming on Monday. So anyway, as you can see, the qualifying went pretty well. With the new upgrades on. But look how close it is. The top 5 are separated by just over 1/10 of a second. Blink and Ulf, that is the gap between the top 5 cars. About that much. Unbelievable, isn't it? But anyway, the upgrades have obviously paid dividends because we qualified for the first time this season on pole, I would like to say. It's the first time we got pole this season, I think. Definitely the first time we got a 1-2. Lando qualifying less than 1/10 behind his teammate. Lando doing really well today. But look at Lewis. He had a 1:17.2 in the first session, a 1:17.2 in the second session, and then in good old Lewis fashion, he pulls it out of the drawer when he needs to with a 1:16.9 in the Q3, the only 1:16 of qualifying. Absolutely on fire in that final session. Lando had a very bad first run, went wide, ruined his lap. That's why it was a 1:17.6. But he's progressively got quicker as the sessions have gone on. Max Verstappen back in form, qualifying ahead of the Ferraris, but they are still looking pretty quick. As I say, 1/10 separating the top 5. It's going to be a good one.
Drivers are
Strapping ourselves in and get ready for some carnage, I would like to suggest. Anyway, let's have a look at the strategies. It's an interesting one, Spain. It's always a 2-stop. On the game, at least. In real life, you can get away with 1-stop. But 2-stop is being badged as the quickest. Which is the quickest of the 2-stops then? 2 seconds quicker, 7 seconds slower. So soft, medium, soft is badged as the potential quickest, but I think it's a bit of a risk. So we have done some really good tyre preservation in terms of the sets in practice and qualifying to give us the best option. So we've got 1 brand new set of softs available. We've got 2 new sets of mediums available and a set of hards. But medium, soft does seem to be the order of business. So we're going to go with medium, soft with Lewis and with Lando. Play it simple, keep it simple, stupid is the mantra. We're not going to try anything silly because we've got the pace today, so we don't have to do anything too daring. So we're just going to give our drivers the boost they need to get off the line, and hopefully this can be a race that we control from the front and just cruise on in a 1-2, and let's just get a nice start to the bank holiday weekend. How about that? It can't be, can it, surely? If we are cruising, we will go on 2-speed, because I say I've got 1 hour and 10 minutes to get this done. So let's go. Start the race. Woo-hoo-hoo!
It's sunny and bright as the driver
here in Barcelona.
One of the oldest races on the Formula 1 calendar.
2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Go, 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 go. We are off and racing. We're not going to go on board. We're going to for a change, we're going to go off board for the start as we see all the cars streaming down to the first corner, and it's looking like Lando has lost a position to Max Verstappen here. Very bad start. I say very bad start. It's a bad start for Lando, who has lost a place to Max Verstappen into the first corner, not getting off the line as good as the Red Bull there. Disappointing, but it's a long race as Lando diving up the inside. Look at that, he's trying to fight back here, and he does fight back. He's back up to P2, no mercy, 0 Fs given, and he's back up to P2 after his sluggish start. It's still McLaren 1-2 as we go into the second sector of the lap. Let's watch that again, let's watch it again. It was a daring move. It's a daring move. Look at that, right up the inside. dipped a tyre onto the grass even, but kept at least half of his car on the track, otherwise it would have been an illegal manoeuvre. Can't pass off the track, otherwise he would have had to have given the place back. But he kept enough of his car on the track to make that work. We're going to push the cars until the end of the first lap, and then we're going to go into neutrality. Neutrality. In fact, I'm quite minded to break the DRS here as quickly as possible with both cars, and then we can hopefully go in cruise control mode. We have broke the second gap. We'll keep pushing. We'll turn off the pushing of the ERS rather. We'll keep pushing the tyres for a bit longer. We've got plenty of tyre life here to play with on this strategy, so we can play with. We can push for an extended period, and we will push for an extended period here to get that second gap as we riding off board, but we're following Lewis Hamilton at the moment, and Lando is right in the slipstream. He has the pace today, does Lando. He is on it, and Lewis Hamilton is not going to have it all his own way. No team orders, of course. Both drivers will be battling for the title, so we can't really impose team orders. It would be unfair to do so. Right, we're going to turn down the engine now.
Just going to need some lift and coast.
Reduce the lift. I always say turn down the engine. It's never turning down the engine, is it? But right, anyway, so let's have a look behind. So we've got Max Verstappen in P3. He's just trying to break the second gap to Carlos Sainz in the lead Ferrari, getting ahead of his teammate there in the first lap. He must have done. Leclerc is in 5th. Leclerc, past few races, has shown some real good pace, but today, for whatever reason, he's not on it like he has been in the past. And then we've got Sergio Perez in 6th. We've got Danny Rick.
DRS is enabled.
In 7th. The two Alpines, Alonso and Ocon. 9th and 10th. And then we've got Russell down in 14th. And now Russell crashed out of the first qualifying. Hence why he didn't qualify very well. He crashed out. So it's going to be a long day for one Mr. George Russell. 2 seconds gap we have now, as Lewis and Lando are going to be side by side, but Linus turn, if you will, for most of this race, you would feel, as we now turn down to standard. Let's now turn down. Let's see if we can actually start pulling away from Max, even without pushing any more of the car than we need to. So we're designing our final underfloor. We're designing some side pods, and we're designing a suspension. That's what we've got on the go at the moment in the development to race. They will come in future races, of course, but even if... I think the closest one is another 2 weeks. That's the suspension, I would like to guess. Suspension coming in 2 weeks. But these upgrades aren't as major as the wings and the floor that we usually do. These are just going to keep us ticking over quite nicely. Hopefully, just keep us fighting at the front without making massive gains. The massive gains, as Lando Norris is going to utilise DRS down the pit straight here. Long pit straight, DRS open, and into first position. It's going to be a game of cat and mouse between these two, and we're not going to get involved. We're not going to get involved. It's both of our own cars. No, we're not going to strategise to get one car past the other. We're just going to leave them to it, and hopefully they won't crash. Yeah. So yeah, in terms, they aren't as a major jump as they are with the floors and stuff, but they will hopefully keep us as close to the top as we need to be to keep this kind of performance going for the rest of the season. So that's good. But we did look at the performance of the Ferrari. We did look at the performance of the Ferrari, and it's in terms of the position on the grid, and it's definitely the best car, according to the stats at least, and it's definitely better than the Red Bull. I might show you that in the next session, the actual comparison of the different teams' performance, rather than just our own. But yeah, nice little gap back to Verstappen now, 2 seconds. It is coming down actually, a little bit, a smidgen. Let's have a look at the tyre. Oh, Verstappen's on softs. We're pulling away and he's on a quicker tyre. Oh. This makes for even better viewing, doesn't it? No wonder he's pulling away from the Ferraris. He's on the quicker tyre than them. So is Perez. Interesting. I mean, obviously he's going to have to put on a set of mediums. He could well be doing soft, medium, soft, which is a slightly quicker strategy if you remember. Not by much. But anyway, that makes for interesting viewing. That makes us feel even more comfortable, to be honest with you. Can't beat a morning Earl Grey, I tell you. Oh. Brings you right round. Okay, so top 5 is still as it was, apart from the fact that Leclerc has got ahead of Sainz here. Perez dropping back from the Ferraris, even with the soft tyres. He's clearly not got the pace of the top 5 here. It's the skill of Verstappen that's managing to make him quicker than the Ferraris, given that the Ferrari's car is quicker, as I've just said. But yeah, he's managing to stick within the 2 seconds of us at the moment, as Hamilton and Norris continue to battle. I'm not going to get overly excited about who passes who, because it's going to, as I said, it's going to be a game of cat and mouse between those two. They're going to be swapping positions on the straight due to the DRS every lap. They're both very close in performance, so no one is going to get a second ahead. The slight issue is going to be pit strategy, and basically we'll bring in whoever is ahead at the time of the strategy stop first. That's how we'll do it, because the undercut might be powerful, I don't know here, but whoever's ahead when it comes to pit time will get the favourable stop, the first stop. So we'll see who that is. But yeah, as I said, I haven't got the most amount of time available today, so given that we are comfortable, we are in a rhythm, we are managing the gap to Verstappen, and that gap will increase as those soft tyres begin to wear quicker than the mediums. We will go to 2-speed. There we go. Is Russell making any inroads? It's difficult because he's in a bit of a mini train, isn't he? So he can't really use his DRS because the car ahead of him has it. So it's difficult for him to pass. So he's kind of stuck in a mire, really, isn't he? Which isn't ideal. There's the two Alphas. Slightly in a little world of their own. No DRS for the cars ahead, and no DRS for the cars behind. In a little bubble they are. And then you've got the two Alpines, who are in a bit of a DRS train, headed by Daniel Ricciardo here. Very good. And Perez in his own little dreamland. Not quick enough to keep up with the Ferraris, but quick enough to pull away from the Mercedes of Ricciardo as Hamilton sets the fastest lap of the race. Oh, we've got an incident in Sector 1. Oh, hang on to your hats, folks.
It's a spin.
Verstappen has dropped it.
We're just watching the Red Bull.
Verstappen into the first... Oh, he's dropped it in the first corner into the gravel. He's lucky he got that out of there, to be honest. The gravel trap can snag your car and put you out of the race. And he's now losing position to Perez potentially here. Has he damaged his tyres? No, his tyres are fine. But he's now dropped behind the Ferraris. A calamity for Verstappen, who was looking good for a podium finish there. But now he's going to have his work cut out as he's had a bit of a mare. Sainz, quickest first sector of the race so far. Let's see the lap times here. The Ferraris are a little tiny smidgen slower than us, but Leclerc's quicker. I'm assuming because they're battling with DRS maybe. But we'll keep an eye on the gap to Sainz. It shouldn't be an issue because we were pulling away from Verstappen, who was pulling away from Sainz, so I can't see this being a major problem for us. But in came the animals 2 by 2. 2 McLarens battling for the lead. 2 Ferraris battling for the final podium position. And then 2 Red Bulls battling for a handful of points. Yes. If only that was the case. Anyway, it's race weekend today. Today's Friday, clearly, so today is the qualifying for the race on Sunday. So it's the qualifying for Sunday's race, and it's the first practice session. And then tomorrow will be the qualifying for the sprint, and then the sprint. And then Sunday will be the race. I think that's the schedule. So there's only one practice session. So in addition to there being a sprint race, which is there to create a bit of drama, also because they don't have 3 practice sessions like normal, they only have 1, it's very difficult for the teams to get the perfect setup for their cars. So the whole concept of it is to create drama, basically. So we shall see how much drama it creates this weekend, eh? Anyway, back to 2-speed. As my biggest nightmare is both of these guys taking each other out, but we have said that no team orders will be imposed until they crash. And then even then I'm thinking to myself, if they're battling for the title and we're clear of the rest and not really at risk of losing to the rest, should we just let them battle regardless of what happens? It's unfair to meddle in a title fight between 2 drivers, you know? I know we want team points, but ultimately there's a lot on the line for these guys, you know. Norris, first title, could be. Hamilton, 8th title, maybe. More than likely, I would suggest. But Norris is showing that he is not a sloth. He has kept up with Hamilton today. He's kept up with Hamilton in a few races this season. Some races he's been noticeably slower, but he's developing all the time. He's younger, he's developing quicker. I like to think he's learning from the master, picking up things, and Hamilton's kind of almost like a mentor to him, you know. So that when he retires in a couple of seasons' time, which we obviously won't clearly see in the series, because this is our last season, you know, Norris will take the reins and win a handful of titles for McLaren as well. That's my kind of how I envision this going. Who knows? Maybe it will happen in your saves if I'm able to upload the game save, so you can carry on with this this game, should you wish to do so. But yeah, today is the first day of the season that we can say that we have both cars cruising ahead of the opposition. We've had instances where we've won and had a 1-2. I think we've had a 1-2 in was it Australia? But that wasn't quite so straightforward. There was a few little nuances with that race, and we had to conserve our tyres and our engine in the DRS train, and then we pounced in the last stint, if you will. Because it was a 2-stop race, so in the final stint after both of the stops, that's when we put the hammer down, and Norris went off ahead. And I'm sure we had 2 different strategies in Australia, where one driver did a 1-stop and the other one did a 2. I can't remember which way around it was, but Hamilton had the slightly worse strategy, and he ended up finishing second to Norris's first. But yeah, this is the first time that we've actually had full control of the race with both cars. So this is good. This is a good sign. Still don't have the quicker car though, so. This is pleasing, and it could be just that it's a track that suits our car, of course, because we have very strong downforce performance, the best on the grid, in fact. As we have another Sector 1 incident. Slow it down and see who it is.
Oh, big lock up
Oh,
there.
it's Sonoda. Nothing to get too excited about then. Right, so let's have a look at the strategy. So 24 is the lap that we will determine is the point for which whoever's ahead comes in first. The other person will come in on lap 25 to keep it fair. We're going to preset that now. So whoever's ahead at the start of whoever's ahead when it comes to pitting for lap 24 will get the first stop preference. At the moment it's Hamilton, but Norris could well sneak past on that particular lap and get that preference, but we'll see. We shall see. It'd be interesting to see what happens once after the stops if the DRS is broken, as to whether or not whichever way round it happens, if the other car starts to pull away. I would suspect that Hamilton, if he breaks the DRS of Norris, might pull away slightly, not massively, but slowly but surely. Then if Norris gets ahead, I think Hamilton will catch him, but we'll see. We shall see. So it is still, as Norris passes now, and it's his turn to lead as they swap positions for the 50th time. This is why, this is what DRS does, and I've never been the biggest fan of it, and still not really. It has provided... Norris has run wide. Norris has run wide here.
Wide. Let's have a look. Now just take a look at the McLaren.
Oh, he was in the lead.
Wide, and they won't be happy at all about
Oh
that.
no, calamity for Lando Norris. Another mistake, and look at how it has hampered him. It has put him right back into the clutches of the Ferraris. And now he's going to struggle to get ahead of them because of the whole DRS situation. Oh, Norris is going to have to go aggressive now.
Maximum pace.
He's going to have to use his ERS. We're going to have to break that second gap now. We're going to have to really push with him. Not ideal in any stretch of the imagination here. That is absolutely calamitous. And I've just noticed that the Ferraris are catching. Because, yeah, the Ferraris are catching up. Well, obviously they've caught Norris, haven't they, because of the fact that Norris has gone off. But they are catching in general, I would like to suggest, because we're only 2.5 behind Hamilton, and they're on the back of Norris. And I'm just going to give Hamilton a little bit of pushing here. I'm not happy with the pace of these Ferraris. They're looking pretty quick. Look, we're out cruising. We've got it under control. Actually, I don't think we flipping do. We don't want Lando pulling these Ferraris along with him as he catches Hamilton. So he has to break this DRS as quickly as possible so that they don't get that toe. I'm just going to give Hamilton a bit of a deployment too. Just a little smidgen of deployment. Right, he has broke the DRS, so we're going to have to keep pushing him. Go back to neutral though. He's now out of battery. They will get a slight slipstream down the straight as well. Not much, but a slight slipstream there. Okay. So we've got enough fuel to push for a bit longer. We've definitely got tyre wear situation covered. So we haven't done a lot of on-board riding today, so we shall take a quick look at some on-board footage here as Lando tries his best to now catch back up to Lewis Hamilton after his slight
Just be careful with this tyre.
faux pas, shall we say. Second mistake of the season for Lando as he went off, don't forget, in, was it Imola? Where he binned it and wiped himself out? Yeah, I think it was. But both cars made a mistake in qualifying. Hamilton made a mistake in qualifying too, spun off. Norris also made a mistake in qualifying, if you remember, because he got a horrendous first Q1 time. So it's neither driver has been perfect this weekend. But who cares, as long as we get a perfect result. Doesn't matter how you get there, just get there.
So we are low on battery at the moment.
Oh! Oops, I forgot to turn his off. Forgot to turn his battery off. His deployment off. Right, let's go back to balanced.
And think about increasing lift and coast just a little.
So we have managed to re-establish a 2-second gap to the Ferrari behind, but we have had to utilise some of our toys to do that, including, noticeably, our ERS now. We could utilise Harvest at some point, but we're not going to panic overly yet. And we'll see how the Ferrari's gap comes down when we're in kind of neutral mode, as to indicate potential race pace and how the Ferraris fare against that. But Charles Leclerc could be a threat. At least to Lando at the moment. If not to both of us. And as I said, the Ferrari is the quickest car on the grid, so this is not to be unexpected. Just keeping us honest. Keeping us honest. We can't afford to take our foot off the pedal. You know, one mistake, as has just been proven, could be enough to put us behind both of them. So we can't afford to slacken off. We can't afford to be lackadaisical here. We need to continue to concentrate. Verstappen, 7 seconds. Let's have a look at their tyre wear. They must be coming close to their first pit window now. And indeed they are. Alonso has got ahead of Daniel Ricciardo here. But this DRS train will be going on for some time, as it looks like Bottas has joined that train now. Gasly's not a million miles away from it. So 1 in 22.5, 122.8, 122.7. So as I suspected, in clear air, potentially, Hamilton is quicker than Norris. So now that he's not dragging Norris along, this is a problem for Norris actually. Because he's going to have to fend off this two Ferraris essentially now on his own. That's your own doing, sir. Shouldn't have gone off, should you? And Hamilton now will clearly get the beneficial strategy. He will be coming in on lap 24 because he's clearly ahead because he's out of the DRS. And Sainz is coming in very early on lap 21. Is he hoping for some kind of major undercut here? I mean, he's close enough to us to actually get an undercut. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to cover off this undercut with Norris, because Norris is most at risk of being undercut. Hamilton isn't. So I'm actually going to bring Lando in early to cover off the undercut from Sainz.
Happy to box at the end.
We should come out in clear air. We've got a decent gap after Rickett. Let's have a look. Actually, let me just take a rain check here. So Sainz has tried to do the undercut, right? But he's come out in a little bit of traffic, which is going to slow him down. So if we come out and pit ourselves, we're going to pit right into this mire here. Actually, we're not going to box that. We're going to cancel that. Let's cancel that pit stop. Let's not do that. Can we cancel pit stop? There you go. Yeah, we're gonna go a bit longer here because we don't want to be coming out in that mire. So, although he would be on faster tyres right now, he's going to be slowed down by this gaggle of cars, and because it's a DRS train of cars, he won't get past very easily. Let's just ride on board with Sainz for a second or two and just see how he's hampered by, and don't forget, these slower cars are on soft tyres, very worn soft tyres, so they're going to be going pretty sluggishly. Now if he can carve past these quite easily, then it might be worth bringing Lando in, although he's gone past the stop again now, sooner rather than later. As Verstappen comes in, we're not bothered about Verstappen, of course, it's the Ferraris who are our main concern. Yeah, cutting the corner. Oh, coming into the pits.
Verstappen in the pits now.
Okay, so this is looking pretty good for Sainz, isn't it? This is looking pretty good. The cars are kind of melting away from him, and there's a nice little gap ahead for him to put the power down, to put the pace down. And I don't think he's going to struggle to get past these two cars. And they're probably going to pit next. Oh, they're on mediums though, so they're not going to pit just yet either. So, got a sneaking suspicion he's going to leapfrog Lando. Kind of think we need to start considering saving some stuff with Lando at this point for an attack on Sainz. There is another stop, of course. It's a two-stop race, so we shouldn't be overly concerned at this precise moment. but we should be slightly concerned. The conscious strategy to this is to go longer on our tyres to give ourselves that extra kind of offset, the tyre offset, where our tyres are fresher by the time we take our pit stop. But I don't think that works that well in this game from what I've experienced in the past. Right, this is the important bit. How much is he going to be slowed down by these two cars? If he breezes past... Oh, he's spun! Oh! Norris, no need to fear. A safety car right now. Oh, he's got a penalty. Is he just crashed into somebody else? Who's he knocked into? DRS is not... It's a virtual safety car. We need to pit with both cars then. Both cars, virtual safety car.
There's contact.
Let's have a look at that again. We were on board as it happened. He just dropped it. Just in the middle of the corner. Completely and utterly. You know, you would almost suggest that that's a mechanical fault. Oh, he just... The camera pans away just as cars are smashing into him. We don't want to see that, no. But he got a penalty.
And that was a bit...
He was looking threatening. He was looking threatening to Norris there, wasn't he? So the virtual safety car is on, which means pitting now is completely and utterly a no-brainer, because you lose far less time pitting under a virtual safety car or full safety car, because the cars on the track are going significantly slower than full race pace. So it's quite decent timing for us, this. For example, Verstappen, was it Verstappen or Perez who would pit under full race conditions? So we're gonna gain time on them. Your likes of Alonso, for example, and Ricciardo could benefit from this. Okay, so Hamilton in the pit. Norris will be coming in behind him. It is a double stack situation. And look at that. Synchronization at its best, at its finest, looking good. Job is a good one. There we go, look at that. Perfect. Charles Leclerc is in as well, and he's literally right in behind Norris. Is it full race conditions? No, it's still virtual safety car. He seems to have gained on Norris a touch, doesn't he? As a result of that. Anyway, what we should be doing is this. This is what we should be doing. But are we doing it? No. Why? Because we're stupid. This is what we should be doing. Conserving all of our toys. Right, I've got 40 minutes. Okay. This is a very long virtual safety car for a minor incident, you must say. But hey. Virtual safety car is ending soon. We're going to go standard, neutral with Lewis. But because Lando is literally, if we look at this, look at the gap from Leclerc to Lando. So Lando has to go aggressive push here. Deploy. Fantastic. Right, we're off.
That sounds like someone's gone wide there.
Yep.
Okay, so Lando.
VSC ending.
There we go. And full speed ahead. We're off and racing.
Enabled.
But yeah, Lando has to just use a little bit of pushing here. Re-establish that 2-second gap to Leclerc. We did not utilise the virtual safety car very well there with our conservation methods, but at least we realised at the end.
Just be careful with this tyre. Yeah, confirm.
Okay, so after the virtual safety car, let's have a look at how it's shaken things up here. So we've got Hamilton, of course, from Norris, pretty much as you were. Verstappen, still in fourth. I say still in fourth after Sainz's incident. Perez is in fifth. Danny Rick is in sixth and has got a gap now to the cars behind him. Albon is up to P7 there. On hard tyres though. Kind of a contra strategy to everybody else. Alonso in 8th, Gasly in 9th, Ocon in 10th, Russell is still in P12. Bad day in the office there, you've got to say, haven't you? Bad day in the office. Let's ride on board with Charles here. Let's see if anything is 2.5 seconds. Gap coming down to Norris to Lewis, and I think we can start to go back to neutrality there and just manage the gap, as they say. Yeah, we should have this in. We should have this now. As long as it. Should I say it? Commentator's curse. Should I? I'm not going to say it. Zip it. Keep it zipped. Zip it up, son. Okay, okay. As you say. As you say. Right. Off board, race leader. I mean, is there any cars that we can follow for a bit of action here, rather than watching us cruise around to victory? We'll have a look at Albon versus Alonso. Why not, as we go back to 2-speed? You know what I'm like when it comes to doing any gaming quickly. You know, CK2, 2-speed only. We don't go any quicker than that usually. 3-speed if we're feeling a bit dicey. You know, so even though this is only 2-speed and we can go up to 16-speed in this game, which I never do unless it's practice, I get a bit on edge, like I'm missing something. This is going twice as quick as normal. What if I miss something? What if I make a faux pas? It's really bizarre. But yeah, we should be fine. We should be fine. I'm just the gap I'm concerned about is this number here, and if this stays above 2, I'm a happy bunny. And now that we're in full neutrality, let's have a look at the lap times. And we're quicker than the Ferrari. Verstappen, slightly quicker than the Ferrari, but he's got a lot of time to make up. He's got 17 seconds to make up. That spin that he had was costly. But not only the spin, as I said, he pit under full race conditions, whereas we all pit ahead of him under virtual safety car conditions. And so he's lost a lot of time due to that. Look how much time he's lost. That's the difference between pitting under full race conditions and pitting under a virtual safety car. So he's been massively screwed as a result of that. Hamilton has been ahead for most of this race. He hasn't been ahead like literally for the entirety of it, because he was swapping positions with Lando Norris at one point, but ultimately he has been in control since Lando's little jaunt into the gravel on this corner here, and doing what he does best and what he's done for many seasons, and that is control it from the front. If only I can witness that at least one more time. Even just one race more, you know. No, one. You know, it would be quite nice to see to have those days back, just for one more season, for good old time's sake, eh? Next season, Mercedes come up with a monster car, and we get the old halcyon days of Hamilton dominance just for one more season, just so he can claim his 8th title and then retire. That's what I would like to see. Although technically speaking, it would be far better to have a car that's very close to the other cars at the front, and for him to win the title last race of the season after an epic battle. But we all know how that ended in 2021. It's too risky. Can't have that happening again. So no, cruise to title number 8 would be nice. So we'll see.
He's lost control and spun.
He spun again. What is he doing? You silly fool. Anyway, so there has been a bit of a shake-up at Mercedes during this 4-season break. James Allison, I can't remember the job title exactly. Was it technical chief, technical director? He was that position sort of 2020, 2019 maybe, 2020, 2021-ish. For a couple of seasons he was in that position where he had more of a control over the input of the design and the technicalities of the car, and then he moved to a different role. I'm really up on my Mercedes team, not politics, but internal workings here clearly. So less of a hands-on role with the actual car development per se, more of an oversight, kind of maybe like a people manager, I don't know. But anyway, because of the stuff that's happened to Mercedes over the past couple of seasons and the design philosophy failure really of the zero side pod design, he's been brought back into that more hands-on role with the car once again, which could be a good thing. I am intrigued to see what's going to happen over the next couple of races for Mercedes, because I think they are changing their design philosophy. I mean, how much can you change in a season, I suppose, but they've got a few upgrades coming, as I'm sure other cars have as well, but I think it's more pertinent to them, these upgrades, to see where they fare. I think by the end of the season they will be I'm quite confident that they will have the second quickest car on the grid. I mean, they've already tentatively got a car that's going to be good enough to battle for second in the constructors. The Aston Martins are looking pretty quick, but I think during the season development, I think we will outdevelop Aston, I think. Although, as you know, if you've watched this series for long enough, or if you know F1, you know that Aston Martin, because they finished so low last season, they have got much more wind tunnel CFD testing time, which is conducive to faster development. And they've got, of course, money, because they've got a billionaire owner. So combine the two things together, and they could be continuing to be a very strong team for the rest of this season. Fastest lap of the race for Mr. Hamilton, 1:20.8. Norris in second. That gap is 3.3 seconds, and he has to get past the back markers himself. So, what's happened now? Yellow flag.
That's a spin.
Sonoda. Every time I see a yellow flag or something's happened in Sector 1 or Sector 2, I'm always, and especially when I'm not looking at my cars, I'm thinking, is it going to be one of ours? The gap is coming down ever so slightly. 0.2 since we last looked. Was it 0.2? He ain't making up 16.8 seconds by the end of this race, is he? Clearly. Clearly not. Perez in 5th. Ricciardo is in 6th, still in his little bubble. Alonso up to P7. Is he gaining on Daniel? I don't think so. Gasly there. So we're kind of getting to the point, apart from this little situation, where the cars are beginning to string themselves out, but DRS train isn't quite so prominent in Barcelona, simply because I think there's 2 DRS zones here. There's the straight. There's 2 long well, there's 1 long straight. This is a long straight here. This is clearly a DRS zone. I think the other DRS zone is on the back straight. Sector 3 incident now. Somebody's going wide, I think.
Is that a lockup?
Oh, it's a lockup.
Let's see what happened there.
Verstappen having a good
Now
race
here we
either.
see Max Verstappen. They've
Oh.
locked up, but that could have been much worse.
Well, spinning out and now locking up. Him and Sainz have both had races to forget, you've got to say, haven't you? Verstappen had the car, but he had the car driver. Another incident. What the hell is happening? What's wrong with people today? These are the best, arguably supposed to be the best drivers in the world. They're not the best drivers in the world. Some of these drivers are clearly driving because they have money, or bring money to the team, or have a rich father who owns the team. In the case of Stroll. So yes, these are not necessarily the 12 best drivers in the world, but technically speaking, So to have all these incidents happening, but then no matter how good you are, when the pressure's on and you are performing at your absolute limit, these things happen, you know. Can you perform at 110% without making a single blunder? Unless you're like Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton, who have the innate ability to literally go an entire season and only make a couple of mistakes. And that is why they are the best. That's one of the reasons why they're the best on the grid. Consistency and pace. You see, I give Verstappen compliments. You can't not give him compliments. He's a damn good driver. It's just his personality sucks. I don't know the man personally. He might be a lovely guy off camera and away from the sport. He could be an absolutely fantastic person. But you know what we see of him and what is portrayed, it's not good. It's just not good.
We've had a big crash here.
Big crash. Who's crashed? Safety car, maybe?
We've had a crash.
It's Bottas.
Let's take a look.
Let's have a look. It was badged as a big crash. How big was it? Oh, he's missed his
Definite collision there.
pretty big.
That's very unfortunate.
Into the tyre barrier. Probably race over. He's not officially out of the race, but going to have to pit for a new wing. Race is over for him now. But no safety cars, thankfully. Verstappen is praying for a safety car to close that 21-second gap up, isn't he? Bring the safety car out, come on! No safety car. No safety car, Max. Damn, there's a splinter of carbon fibre on the track. Bring the safety car out. We need to clean it up. Yeah, asking you shall receive. Sorry, I always have to have a throwback to Abu Dhabi. Yeah. Just ask the race director what you want and he'll give it to you. Want a safety car, Max? Have a safety car. No problem. Want a selection of choice few cars to unlap themselves, giving you 1 lap to attack on fresh tyres? Not a problem, we'll sort it for you. Want a safety car to catch up to Charles Leclerc because there's a tiny shard of carbon fibre on the track? Yeah, we'll do it, yeah. No problem, Max, we'll do it for you. Sorry, bitter. I shall be bitter until my dying breath, I tell you. Until my dying breath. Unless Hamilton wins an 8th title, then I'll let it lie. But if he never wins another title, and that was the one race that screwed him over, to my dying breath. And if this is me, and I'm sure other fans are the same, other fans of his are the same, imagine how he must feel. Or maybe maybe don't give a crap. Clearly he will, but you know, does he wake up at night in hot sweats? Oh God! For a horrific moment, I thought I'd lost the title and was cheated. Oh, I was. It wasn't a nightmare, it was real. Cheated is a strong word. Because it wasn't really anything. This is the thing, it wasn't anything to do with Max. I've got nothing against the man in terms of how it played out. He didn't do anything wrong at all. It was the race director and the team principals that were the issue. And I include Toto in that as well. You know, them badgering and harassing the race director directly. Not a good look. And how on earth that was even allowed to be a thing for that season, it's beyond me. But anyway, we've got 14 laps to go here at Barcelona. It has been a race which I anticipated it being, which was a race of comfort. And the only reason being is because we've got upgrades on the car, and if we qualify first and second on the grid, even albeit by even just less than the 10th of a second, chances are we will dominate in the race because we have a car. The tendency in this game is you perform better in race than in qualifying. So if you qualified 5th and 6th,
Someone spun out.
chances are you're going to perform better than 5th and 6th in the race. That's the kind of pattern I see in this game. So given that we were on pole and in second, I anticipated being even better in the race. Although, to be fair to Leclerc, he has kind of kept us semi-honest. He has shown some good pace. Norris did make it a bit spicy by going wide in that corner, but when we've needed to, we've been able to put the hammer down to get it done. Now, we could actually go to the end of this race on this set of mediums if we conserved them. But we won't. So, although I feel like we're winding down, we do have another stop to do yet. So, we can't afford to wind down too much. There's 20... What did I say? There's 22 laps to go in this race. Did I say there was less than that? My maths was a bit dodgy. Okay, 20 minutes to go. Because I literally got to do my exercise. So I haven't done any exercise. Oh, I played football yesterday. I did a bit of exercise there. But I would like to do my cardio now today. Cardio today, cardio tomorrow, cardio Sunday, cardio Monday, cardio 4 days in a row. I'm trying to get down to a healthy 12 stone 10 by the 12th of May, which is when I go to good old Amsterdam. I want to be body beautiful. And I'm currently about 12, so a couple of pounds to just shed, which is proving very difficult. Because I like my food. I like my food. So although I don't eat tons of it, I eat little smatterings of it. And, you know, so like last night, I may have, fastest lap for Norris, I may have had a couple, 3 chocolate Viennese biscuits with my evening cup of tea. I had a cup of tea at 11:45, and I can't have a cup of tea in an evening without anything sweet. It's just not going to happen. So, raided the biscuit drawer, and there's these lovely Marks and Spencer's chocolate Viennese biscuits, chocolate covered Viennese. So Viennese biscuits with a coating of chocolate on half of the biscuit. So half is plain and half is chocolate. Oh, delicious, delicious. So rather than just have maybe 1, maybe 2, no, I'll have 3. Why 3? Because there was only 3 left, and why leave 1 behind? might as well finish them. Oh dear. So it's just little things like that creep into the day. That as you get older and your metabolism slows, you start to pay for more dearly than when you're younger. You see. About 10 years ago, I could probably have eaten a whole pack of Viennese and been fine, as long as I exercise. Whereas now, if I don't eat a little bit more cleanly than I used to do, getting any weight shed when you get to this kind of position where I'm in, 12 stone 12, it's quite tricky.
Sounds like someone's locked up.
I've been about 12 to 12 13 for about 6 to 8 weeks now, which is good because I'm not putting weight on, but I'm not losing it. I'm not getting down to that magic number that I want to see. So I'm making a concerted effort for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, it's 2 weeks today that I go to Amsterdam to get it done. To get it done. I want to step on those scales Friday the 12th at some stupid hour like 4 a.m. Because our flight's at like 6 in the mornings. But thankfully it is going from Leeds Bradford, which is quite handy. So we'll have to go to Manchester, which is where we usually go to fly. Right, let's slow this down. We're going to bring in Hamilton for his final stop. And we'll bring in Norris too, because why the hell not? We're lapping Carlos Sainz here.
Confirming we're box this lap.
We are lapping Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, happy to box at the end.
What an embarrassment. What an utter embarrassment. Is he driving with half a wing? That's bad. That's bad. That's a bad look. It's almost as bad a look as when Lewis got lapped by Verstappen last season. That was horrendous. I think more than once as well, to be honest. First happened in Imola. Oh my God, it was painful as sin. But anyway, let's carry on. So yes, flying from Leeds Bradford. So we up at 4, straight onto the scales, and if they don't say 12 stone 10, I'm not going. I'm going to call the holiday off. No, clearly not. Clearly not. It would be nice though. So yeah, next 2 weeks, very concerted push. Concerted push. I need your motivation, guys. Keep me on track. Keep me honest. Both cars pitted. Leclerc goes ahead. But of course he has to pit again himself. Unless he's going long. Is he on a hard tyre? I didn't see what tyre he was on. If he's on medium, you know he's on soft. So he's done medium then soft. So he has to pit again. Oh, he's already pit. Sorry, it's science. I'm seeing that. Confusing me again. It's fine. He's already pit. He pit. Where did he pit? Because I went 2-speed, I may be talking. I've missed it. I think he must have pit the lap before we did, actually. Yeah, must have done. Anyway, we've still got that 4-second gap to him. We've still got plenty of fuel. We don't have to push here. I'm almost quite tempted to finish this race on 4-speed at this point. It is a bit more rushed than I would perhaps have liked to have done this, but you know, it's either do it this way and you get something, or you get nothing. So I thought I'd rather give you something to watch if you want to watch this this bank holiday weekend. Dooby dooby doo, shibby dooby shibby doo, shibby dooby dooby doo, sham dabby dooby doo, shibby libby dibby libby. Okay. So yes, we have lapped. Oh, I thought it was another. I thought it was science again. No, it's not. It was. It looked like it was potentially an Alfa Romeo. So the only reason why we lapped science is because we hadn't pitted. Now that we've pitted, we're now obviously back behind him again. He's all the way. You can never see the minimap, can you? Because my camera's always covering it. But yeah, we probably won't lap him again. It'd be cool if we could, but there's a lot of cars that we're having to lap now, so we've just got to be careful that we don't lose concentration here, and they don't get in our way. Just got to just manoeuvre our way through them. There you go, just siving through the field.
You had the fastest lap.
A new fastest lap for Lewis Hamilton, which was gained whilst passing other cars, which is quite the achievement. May have got a dose of DRS assistance there, to be fair, to help him out. But we'll be getting a fastest lap this time. I wouldn't suggest, given that we are definitely. But it's again, it's getting DRS. You see. So I haven't explicitly mentioned this, but I have mentioned it in passing. But you do get DRS from back markers. As long as you are within 1 second of any car in front of you, whether it's a car for position or even a car you are lapping, you get DRS. So you can utilise that as a tactic occasionally to give yourself DRS when you're lapping cars to help defend against a car that's behind you, which has happened many times. So now we have 12 laps to go. Now that I've got my maths right. As Hamilton cruises round. We've got a bit of a battle going on here with Ocon and Gasly as they go side by side into the final corners of this particular lap. And that is unfortunate because, hey, look who's coming up onto the back of that little battle. Oh, that's right. Is it us? No, it's not us. I thought it looked like it was us coming behind them. It is us coming. No, is it us? Who's that? Is that Norris? Oh, it is. There's no other orange cars in this grid, but couldn't get my bearings there for a second. Yeah, so we've managed to get through that. But yeah, they're battling for position here. Ocon, Gasly. Gasly, of course, moved to Alfa Romeo this season from the Alpine. Not the Alpine. The Alpha Tauri. I always get them mixed up. 2 A teams. Sorry, there's only 1 A team.
Looks like there's been a lock.
The original and best. Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Oh god, the A team was so good. If you were to watch the A team now, as a young whippersnapper who wasn't born when it was out, you exist, right? You exist, you people. You'll probably watch it and think, this is crap. By modern day standards, this is rubbish. You know, on whichever channel it comes on Sky nowadays. Challenge or Dave or something, I don't know. But I'm telling you, back in the day, the A-Team was the show to, just like Knight Rider. With the Hoff, you know. Oh, fantastic shows. Watch them now. Crap. Or maybe not crap. Maybe you might like it. There are people out there that are young, that weren't around when these shows were released, that like to watch these shows. Quite a hobby for some people, watching classic programmes. You know. And if you are one of those people, I applaud you. Okay, so Lando Norris 4.8 behind Hamilton, 6.5 ahead of Leclerc, so we've definitely upped the pace a little bit, really. Asserted our dominance here today. It has been a good one. I still can't bring myself to go any quicker than 2-speed though. Let's just 16-speed it to the end and see what happens. No, we'll go around here. 10 minutes to go though, so I think we will finish this race and do the wrap-up literally bang on my timing schedule, which is to finish this at 11:30. It's 19 minutes past 11 right now, so we're going to be bang on time. I can quickly get changed, half an hour's cardio, in the shower, and we're hitting the road at 12:15 to go all the way to sunny Darlington. Oh yeah, up the A1, cruising for a bruising. Should be fun. It's not going to be fun. I'm driving for a start, so no drinking. How am I going to get through this? I don't know anybody there. So I'm going to be sat there for 3 hours like, yeah, this is fun. Hi everybody. Hello. Want a drink? I'm driving, I'm afraid. Can't drink. That sounds so bad, doesn't it? As if you need alcohol to enjoy yourself. I don't. If I'm with people that I know. I don't know anybody. Well, mingle. I don't want to mingle. I don't want to mingle. What do I want to mingle for? I'm going to see these people again. Apart from my family, of course. But nah, it'll be fine. We're only staying for 3 hours. It's fine. And then I'm coming home, getting home for about 6:30, 7 o'clock at the latest, and then the party will start. Friend's house, rum, music. Oh, relax. Okay. Anything else happening? Still the little Gasly-Ocon battle is going on here. It will go on now, just like the Hamilton and Norris battle. DRS assisted, switch positions every so often. It's the usual affair, really. Nothing overly exciting, considering that they are battling for the last points paying position. So I mean, it is for those two guys. This is a big thing. This is finishing 11, nil point. Finishing 10th, 1 point. It's quite a big difference, isn't it? So they will be fighting to the bitter end here to get that last points paying position. So let's not belittle them. As Lewis Hamilton, I say famously, not really famous, is it? But got criticised quite heavily for it when he finished 10th in one race last season, and he's like, "Do we get points for 10th?" I've not finished in these lowly positions for quite some time. Do we get points for 10th? Yes, Lewis, we get 1 point for 10th. Oh, okay. If you don't know, you don't know, do you? But you should know, really. Come on, I mean, goodness me. 10th position, 1 point. It's the point scoring system. It's been in place now for a little while. The old point scoring system only paid the top 6 places. You got 10 points for a win, 6 points for second. 10, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, that was the old point system up until 2002, 3-ish, something like that, maybe. Definitely, it was definitely after Hakkinen retired. 2001, yeah. So they changed the point scoring system to basically allow more points paying positions rather than just the top 6, stretching it to the top 10. Anywho, couple more laps to go here. Let's keep our fingers crossed that nothing happens. I hate saying them kind of things, but I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna live life on the edge, skirt on the edge of commentators' curse territory. Okay, but I'm not going to say anything else because I don't wish to curse myself too much. But look at the Astons, clearly doing very well this season. 19th and 20th. Whoever's in charge needs sacking. The Williams are not doing that great either. But it's Vesti. Now the Haas is a better car than this, but Vesti is clearly quite an inexperienced driver. So your driver does make quite a difference to the performance of your car, as you would expect. But quite a significant difference. But we'll go on board, right on board, for the final lap with our race leader, who's bringing us home maximum points for first. Norris bringing in maximum constructors points for second, as we're dipping it far too close to the grass for my liking. There's no need to be going that wide. Keep it on the... don't want to risk spinning, just keep it on the grey stuff, well away from the grass, well away from the lines, and just amble over the line at the end. Let's not have any dramas here as you try to cut the corner. I'm going for fastest lap. You've already got it. It's just fine. Just chill out. Just chill out. We haven't had to worry about fastest lap, but if for example, like somebody like Leclerc or Verstappen had nicked fastest lap, of course we'd be turning up the juices to go for the fastest lap specifically, that extra point. We're going to be greedy this season. We're going to take it all, as many points as we can possibly get. So if there's a fastest lap available, we'll take it. But we haven't had to. We've allowed them to get the fastest lap through through natural pace. So Lewis crosses the line.
Couldn't do it without you guys. Get in there, Lewis.
A bit dramatic.
That is the checkered flag. So
That was a bit dramatic for an easy victory.
Good job.
Oh dear.
Well,
But hey, we like the enthusiasm. We like it. It shows, commitment. It shows determination. We'll like it. Yeah, but just calm yourselves down, will you? It's not as if we've just won a last lap epic battle, But anyway, bless them. Bless them. Win number 100 and something. Yeah. We've lost count by now. You win over 100 races. Are you counting at that point? I would be. Certainly. Right, so here we go. We've got 4 minutes to conclude here, so we're bang on time. Race victory for Lewis Hamilton, fastest lap of the race, a maximum 26 points. Lando bringing it in second. He could have had a chance to win this race had he not have gone off. As soon as he went off and went wide and got out of the DRS of Hamilton, he was never really in with a chance after that, because Lewis always had him covered when it came to the pace. Fastest lap, a tenth slower. But yeah, both of our cars were quicker than anything else in terms of our best laps. So maximum points, maximum performance, maximum happiness. Charles Leclerc finishing third, gifted really, due to Max Verstappen's spin, followed by an ill-timed virtual safety car for him. Anything else? Perez finishing fifth. Sainz, of course, race to forget. Well, there you go. George Russell finally managed to get up to P8 towards the back end there, so not bad. So driver's title looks a little like this. Lewis Hamilton, 128 points. We're looking at 39-point gap at this point at the top. Lando has now overtaken Max to take second position, so it's a 1-2 in the drivers' standings for the McLaren boys. Is it going to be this case? Is this going to be the case for the entirety of the rest of the season? Have we got this covered? Still a long way to go, but this is looking pretty promising. Constructors, Max third, Charles fourth, and you can see it from there. Continue to streak ahead. Continue to streak ahead. Red Bull are still holding Ferrari at bay, which is quite an achievement considering how good the Ferraris are in terms of their performance in comparison to the Red Bull. Mercedes 4th, Alfa Romeo 5th. So there you go. There should be no development points here because we've just had one with Lando and he doesn't get them anymore pretty much because he's winding down, shall we say. Some profits there to be had. There we go, chassis complete. And rear wing. That is the 4th version of them. We already have 3, so that's just a spare, really. So congratulations, you bet your bottom dollar congratulations. Right, car parts development, current projects, let's have a look. So yeah, underfloor, our final underfloor with maximum testing is going to be coming in 40 days. This is going to be the biggest upgrade of the entire season. This is the biggest upgrade of the entire season. We put all of the testing into this. This floor has the biggest impact overall on the performance of your car. So this is the big upgrade of the season. And that is to come. So that's cool. And these, as I said, these suspensions and side pods are little kind of filler upgrades just to keep us ticking over. But so far, so good. And I did say I'd show you. If you look at car analysis, we can see, if we go to rank on grid, we clearly have the best cornering and the best cornering, as we always have had. We're still not great in top speed acceleration, but we're a little bit better than we were. Engine and brake cooling, again, not great. We're working on these and working on these with the side pods and the suspension and the chassis. We will work on improving our top speed where we can. But yeah, pretty decent. But if you look at changing the team to, say, Ferrari, look at that. Third, first there, third. So they've got overall, in the round, the best car on the grid. Completely have got the best car on the grid. And if you look at, say, Red Bull, they've got the best speed, but then their cornering is pretty naff, really. I say pretty naff, it's the 3rd best for the most part. But look at their low speed corner, 11th. It's pretty crap, isn't it? So they've got the best top speed, but the cornering leaves a bit to be desired. So yeah, we're bang on half past now. So there's your little performances of the cars. Clearly the best performing car is the Ferrari. I'd say we're probably second, given that we've got much better cornering than the Red Bull, although they've got the top speed. And I'd say the Red Bulls are probably about 3rd overall. 4th best car, I would suggest it's Mercedes, right? Yeah. Not grand. Gone are those halcyon days, but hey, you can't argue with 8 constructors titles in a row, can you? Of course you can't. You've had your time. You've had your time now. Let other people have a chance. So there we go, folks. Monaco in 4 days' time. The race that is great for the backdrop and the glitz and the glamour, but crap for racing. But hey, who knows? There may be some drama. Have a good weekend, and if you are in a country that has a bank holiday this weekend, have a good one. And hopefully I shall see some of you on Monday evening with some CK2. I'll probably bring you a recorded session of this on Sunday of some description. But anyway, enjoy, have a good one, thanks for watching, and until next time, see you soon.